I wasn't going to make another video, but when I got on looked at the news this morning, this just infuriated me so much I decided to make another one. Here's the headlines: children to be given identity numbers here in Australia. It says a program in which every school child in Australia will be given an identity number so their academic progress can be tracked through their school life. This is being put through by Gillian Gillard. She is the Deputy Prime Minister, and Lord Monkton says not to attack the person, attack the issues, but I can't stand that bitch. I'm sorry, attacking the person, because she's the one perpetrating this. And this is just another ploy. Now it begins. You start giving the kids ID numbers. The next thing, they'll be just putting the chips straight into them, and they've got it under the guise that it's for the school progress. And then it says it won't be introduced till next year, because what they want to do now is see if anybody's going to kick up a stink about it and plant that seed in their head, because if they come straight out now and say, we're giving your kid an ID number, there'd be such a stink about it. But this gives people time to get used to the idea that they're going to be nothing but sheep, tagged and labelled sheep, to be tracked everywhere they go and everything they do. And this is just the beginning of what they do next. Then it'll be what they do in America. Everybody's got a social security number over there. Make sure they know where everybody's going and what everybody's doing. What I see here in Australia is they've concentrated everything they've done to the Americans over the years into about 2 years here in Australia. They've just dumped it on us on one big lump sum, and it just infuriates me. It says down further that the teachers' unions, which oppose my school, are threatening to boycott tests this year. I hope they do. I hope every teacher out there fucking boycotts this bullshit, tagging our kids under the guise that it'll be under some guise that they want to do better for the kids. Bullshit. I've got an idea. Why don't you pay the teachers, you public servants, the politicians in the government, public servants? Why don't you give them some of that money that you use on all your fancy lunches and your jet-setting styles and your jet-setting overseas and all this bullshit? Why don't you give that to the teachers, pay them better, and therefore, ergo, we will have better educated children instead of giving the teachers nothing while you sit there. Can you imagine? Politicians are public servants, right? Public servants. I'm the public, they're my servants. Since when do servants ever live a better lifestyle than the people that employ them? Where in history has that ever been done? Can you imagine the Queen living down in the maid's quarter and scrubbing her fingers to the bone while her servants live upstairs, living off the money she makes, them ordering her around and living the high life while she's downstairs being the maid? It's not meant to work that way. These people are living high off the hog, off us, and they're meant to be there to serve us. Infuriates me. The body scanners I was telling you about last week, was it a couple of weeks ago, and how I said that it's just an invasion of privacy. And the thing is, people go into this profession, and I said so that they can perv on whatever, and I said the doctors and that do the same. And here's a classic example: US pediatrician charged with child rape. A Delaware pediatrician has been charged with multiple acts of child rape and abuse. That's what they do. These people get into these professions so they have easy access to their perversion. The other thing I wanted to talk about over here, we have superannuation taken out of our pay by the government, force us to take it out of our pay, and then when we are in dire straits and we need that money to help us out, the government takes 20% of that. They take 20% of what you get. If you don't get this money, you're going to end up in the gutter. So that while you're going out the door, the government wants to kick you in the guts while they do it and take 20% of that money. It's not bad enough. You're already poor and they want to make you even poorer. Knife amnesty. We've got a knife amnesty going on over here. I've never heard of anything so ludicrous in all my life. A knife, first it was a gun amnesty. How the hell do you have a knife amnesty? You honestly think these people that are doing these crimes are going to hand in their knives? And let's just say they do. Well, what about me? I could go into the kitchen and here's a few little items I've got just in my kitchen. Oh, are they going to make me hand all these in? What about these? A chopstick. You could easily stab somebody with that. Or how about this? They're going to... How are you going to stop a kid from going into a store and buying a screwdriver? Oh, I'm getting Dad a present, I'll buy a screwdriver. Never heard of anything so ridiculous in all my life. Okay, knifing may well be a problem over here, but see, when they took guns off people, what did they honestly think? That the kids were just going to go, oh, we don't have any guns anymore, we're not going to hurt anybody. Get real. Fucking politicians. Rudd was on the TV the other day and he said, he was talking about terrorists. We don't have to look for terrorists overseas. This is more of cruds, terrorising the public. He's going, we don't have to look for terrorists overseas. We have them right here. Yes, we have homegrown terrorists. And the second that fool opened his mouth and said that, I thought to myself, and yes, crud, you're one of them. He's one of the biggest homegrown terrorists I have ever seen. Him and Gillian Gillard need a good swift kick up the arse and kicked out. That's all I have to say today. Smile, guys, and have a nice day if you can.